Greetings, people of the internet! I am LUCHA Man! And welcome to LUCHA Man Reviews! Today I review Avatar, The Legend of Korra, Book 3, Spirits. Now, before I get to the review, I must warn you, this review, it comes immediately after the first 3 episodes of the series kicking off, so be wary of possible spoilers. I will do my best to convey as much information to you as I can about the episodes without giving away anything major spoilery. But if you fear spoilers, you might want to turn back now and just watch it online or on demand or whatever viewing device you have available. So with that, here we go. Book 3 takes place 2 weeks after the events of Harmonic Convergence and after Avatar Korra fought Vatu. So now the world, it's safe and intact, but it has changed, as the title suggests. There's all these weird foresty vines in Republic City, so we know that there's crazy stuff going on there, but who knows where else or what else has happened across the globe. Avatar Korra is trying to fix things, and it's weird. The vines are actually where spirits live now in our world. It's like looking at, it's like a Miyazaki film, like My Neighbor Totoro or Spirited Away. It's pretty interesting. So then, the president of Republic City is giving Korra a lot of heat for this, and she's just trying to do her best. Now, meanwhile, up at the air temple, we see Boomy trying to interact with one of the spirits, and then he discovers something amazing. Brace yourself for this, folks. Boomy can now airbend! At first, no one believes him, but he can actually be airbend now. This is amazing. And so it's thought that possible side effect from the harmonic convergence. And then we find out Boomy's not the only one who can airbend. Airbenders are starting to appear all across the globe. And given the time frame from the 100 Years' War with the Fire Nation and their supposed extinction of the airbender race, it has been 170 years since the Airbender Nation was at the brink of extinction, and now it looks like it's making a comeback. So, Avatar Korra is now trying to recruit airbenders, and meanwhile, the president of Republic City is less than happy by the lack of progress made on getting rid of the vines. So she leaves Republic City along with several members of Team Avatar to go find new airbenders, as there have been reports popping up all over the Earth Kingdom about these new airbenders. So, as chapter 1 draws to a close, we find there's some isolated mountain prison somewhere, surrounded by members of the White Lotus. And there's one man in this cage. A man who apparently had never been bending before, because he now has airbending powers, and he's able to escape. So this proves that just because they have powers now, not every airbender is going to be good. In the second episode, they begin their trip to Ba Sing Se, but they figure they could hit some of the outer villages along the way to Ba Sing Se. So they're trying to recruit people, and things are difficult for Team Avatar. Until they come to one last village, and they find an airbender. His name is Kai, and he wants to willingly join them. How do they get him to willingly join? Well, let's just say the old methods they were trying weren't working. So then they were trying Korra's method, not working. So then they tried a Bolin method, and surprisingly enough, it worked. I'll spare the details. And during the recruitment process, they find out about his past, so that may come into play in future episodes. Now, throughout the rest of this episode, the gentleman who escaped from the first episode, we see he travels to a floating wooden fortress out in the middle of a vast body of water, where there's more White Lotus guards, and he throws 3 rocks into the cage, because apparently the person in there is an earthbender. And then after that, we go to a Fire Nation prison, where we find this woman who has no arms, she has no arms, and the only way they break her out is when they throw a barrel into the air, explodes, and she has water limbs form. So all 3 of these criminals, they are getting together to plot something big, and they are planning to break out a 4th member. How will this happen? It is currently unknown at this time. So then we start chapter 3 of book 3. Kai is now the newest member of Team Avatar, and is learning his airbending along with Boomy. So they've now arrived at Ba Sing Se, and Ba Sing Se is interesting. Its former glory has waned. Let's just say, if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, they now have a similar system of how their city works, of walls and rings and whatnot. So they get to the city and they're asking the queen for help. But the queen is very stuck-up, snobbish, very bossy, and demanding I want my way now. So she'll agree to help Korra, but on one condition. There was some tax money that they have to collect from outside the wall, and raiders have been taking it the last 2 times, so she needs the Avatar's help to collect it this time. So she agrees to do that. Meanwhile, Mako and Bolin, they are in one of the lower rings, and they find their family. They find their cousins and their aunts and uncles and grandmothers. They find their family from before their father left the city. So there's a lot of family catching up to do. It's pretty interesting. So near the end of the episode, the Avatar was successful in securing the money, but things are not as they seem in Ba Sing Se. And let's just say if you saw the first series of Avatar, The Last Airbender, you saw there was some shady stuff happening in the city before. Well, shady stuff apparently is very normal for this city. Yeah, so things are going to be interesting. Now, the other part of this, for this third episode, is someone from the representative, the Fire Lord Zuko, he's still around, so he's got to be pushing maybe 90 years old at this point, more or less. So he hears about these breakouts and from the White Lotus. So he's like, there's one more. If all 3 of these characters are together, they're going after one more person. So they head to the North Pole, where the twins are currently running the North Pole now, and they find that there is a hidden prison by the White Lotus. And there is a firebender there who is so powerful that she could actually do firebending with her mind alone, but thanks to the cold of the prison, she can't do that. But they now know that she is the next target for the breakout. So, like I said, a lot of interesting stuff going on. There's multiple. We have the main story of trying to get the Airbending Nation back to normal. We have Mako and Bolin's family story going on right now. We have the side story about these criminals. It's amazing. I like how this series is working. They wanted lightning to strike again, and they did it again. We had, after The Last Airbender, this Korra series has been going really great. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I fully support it. So, I give Avatar Legend of Korra, Book 3, a solid 10 out of 10. Yeah, I couldn't really go into too many details, and if I gave a spoiler thing, I'm sorry, but hey, I gave you a warning at the start of the video. You can't fault me for that. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's going to be a great series, and I look forward to seeing the rest and how it plays out. So until next time, this has been LUCHA Man for LUCHA Man Reviews, saying thank you for watching, and have a nice day.